Hello everyone, this is my reaction video to yesterday's ISC, Centurion Among Us.
Some of the work I've been doing on the new automatic river placement tool, which is going to allow our artists to populate entire planets with water systems in a very simple process. And Jared saw it and asked me if I could present it again for an Inside Star Citizen episode. So here we are, it's time to look at automatic river placement.
Pause. I wonder if this tool can also be used to make roads. We don't have any roads yet. And if you make a lot of rivers, we also need bridges.
If we go over to create river, the next biggest improvement I've done is river prediction. What the river prediction does is it has a look at kind of the rough direction water would travel if you were to place a river under the mouse. What this allows us to do is look at the general direction of the height maps, the general shape of the watershed, and roughly how long a river will be. As you can see, as I move my mouse across the planet, we can see different positions are more effective than others, and different positions lead to longer or shorter rivers. This is microtech, so there's no oceans to flow into, but the aim would be on Hurston, for example, most of our rivers should either be finishing in the ocean or large lakes or basins.
I cut a lot of the river section out of this video, not because I don't appreciate it, I appreciate it a lot. I like rivers, I like to see a lot more rivers, but I am more interested how this will be play out when we get them in the game. How realistic are they? Do we have bridges? Or what will happen with vehicles and rivers when we don't have bridges? How can we cross those rivers? Those are the questions I'm asking myself. Let's see what the future brings.
The Anvil Centurion is the anti-air turret of ground vehicles. This is the vehicle that you pull up when something flying around above you needs to not be there. And in 3.17.2, it's going straight to drivable.
The Centurion basically is the same style of the ballista, but instead of missiles, we are having a turret with 4 big guns.
In order to accommodate those size 4 laser repeaters, it has gained, in addition to what the ballista has, 2 size 1 coolers, which are mounted just at the rear.
Pause. Once again, CIG doesn't disappoint. 2 size 1 coolers at the rear, at the same spot, protected by thin sheet metal. I guess redundancy is for losers?
One of the drawbacks to the ballista is that once something gets close enough to it, it becomes that little bit less effective. However, that's not a problem for the Centurion. It can engage anything at any range, but obviously its effectiveness will drop off as things get a little further away.
Pause. It can engage anything at any range. Not really. Since 3.14 range of size 4 guns is max 1540 meters, which is very low. Before 3.14 it was well over 4000 meters. Yeah, CIG said they normalized gun ranges in 3.14 to give us better values. Now, 1 year later, still nothing to be found in the game. Let's talk about problems with Centurion. Same problem Ballista and Spartan have. Centurion is way too tall and has almost no ground clearance because CIG insists on a standing walkable interior. They are also way too long and they have a huge turning radius. Gun elevation is very bad, it's only around 70 degrees. Gun depression is very bad, the guns cannot hit nearby ground vehicles or infantry, and also terrain isn't flat, you cannot always choose where you want to fight. In real life, AA guns were always also used against ground targets and had a very good gun depression. Max gun range is 1540 meters only. You cannot really close into a flying spaceship. Very low time to engage an air target. This can still work if you want to deny an area. Still, we need more range than 1540 meters. No redundancy. Both coolers that lead to complete shutdown when destroyed are in the same spot, protected by thin sheet metal. I never understood why CIG doesn't grasp the idea of redundancy. If you have 2 things like for example 2 shield generators or 2 coolers, don't put them into the same spot so you can lose both at once. Only way to transport a Centurion right now is a Hercules or 890, not exactly very cheap, all because CIG makes those vehicles way too big. And Centurion is way overpriced, $113, almost as much as a Cutlass Black. If you want to check her out, I suggest you wait until we can buy her in-game for Alpha UEC. This was my reaction video to yesterday's ISC. I hope you found it interesting and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen. Wait, I fell down. I don't know why I fell down.
Thank you. And please visit.
Okay, drive on. Yeah, that's so funny. Flicker, when you are moving to the right or left side, my character stays like he would be on the ground. This is too funny. Can you turn? Yeah. Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.